Hey everybody, it's Wolfpack coming to you from the Wolf Den once again. I caught me today, kind of shaved there a little bit, shaved up. Went to city council meeting. Okay, I'm gonna get serious here today, and I'm trying, and I'll try my best to make you people understand something, and make you think about it yourself, and do a little research and listening to to a lot of news or to a lot of stuff that you may normally not research. Yeah, I want this is going to be where you can invite the kids and tell Junior to put the GI Joe with the Kung Fu grip down. Tell little Sally turn her damn cell phone off and tell Mama to sit down, get off the phone. Y'all listen up, because I'm gonna learn you something. And guess what? Um, you're gonna need it in the future. So trust me on this. I've had a few hours, a couple of days, I guess, to reflect and review and go over some issues with the Manchester bombing. Now, this took me really hard, and I'm gonna say this a bunch of times. Okay, so you guys maybe get a grip. Okay, these the Islams, okay, the Muslims, whoever the hell they want to call, excuse me, kids, whoever the hell they want to call them, targeted kids, preteen, teenage girls at a concert. I'm sure there's some boys there too, but for some of these girls, it was a big opportunity to go to this concert because remember back when you was a kid, some of us got to remember further than others, I know. But to go to a concert or some big event, you know, without your parents there, I mean, your parents dropped you out, so I'm gonna be right here picking you up, okay? Or in some of these cases, their grandparents took these girls to the concert, and the grandparents they went off and they sit back up there, let the kids get in and have a good time or whatever, and they went in groups. They went little girls invited everybody. We all go to rally. We all ride together. We all come home together. Sounds like a pretty. You know who it is. You know who your daughter's going with. So okay. Make it a big deal. Yeah, you're gonna make a big deal out of it. Make a party out of it. They targeted these kids, and this is what I don't understand. It's because the fact is that within 6 hours of them targeting their kids, ISIS comes out and claims responsibility for it. So let's add two and two together, add five, and how much did we get? I don't know, maybe one. I don't know. It's Common Core math. Maybe that's what we get, but we're close enough, huh? Put your mindset into a parent of one of these kids. Put your mindset in one of these kids who is probably the first time away from their parents in a big venue like this. They've earned it because they learned how to behave, or they learned how to behave in public, and they know how to teach matter. They know what to do, well behaved kids. And they're going to their venue the first time, and they know about them better. They know, whatever. Had no idea that somebody was hunting them. Had no idea somebody hated them just because of their religion or not religion or whatever, but wanted them killed. They had no way of knowing them. Shouldn't have to expect that when you go out. They targeted kids. Now, y'all can wrap y'all's mind around it anyhow y'all want to, and I really don't care because the fact is, it's just the simple fact. Okay, and I'm sorry you don't get it. I'm sorry that you can't deal with one piece of common sense. Some of these people, probably the brightest people in the world, probably got degrees in that algebra and trigonometry and build a building and engineers. You can probably turn water into gas. Gas into water. You got a lot of people do some stuff, scientists and stuff. And y'all tell me y'all can't figure out that somebody's here to kill you? Can't get that part, can you? Okay, so be a slap dab fool and go ahead and say, well, ain't nobody out here to kill me. But guess what? They just targeted kids. Now, some folks, I guess for some folks that are still sitting on the fence and don't know which was right, whichever, well, let me tell you something, okay? Where I come from, okay, if you want to fight somebody, guess what? It's between two adults. And you have the balls to confront them. And you get there and you confront them and you stand your ground and they stand their ground and pretty soon one of them's gonna come over your side, you're gonna go over their side after you get beat up some more. Well, maybe he's right. But there ain't no kind of war. There is no kind of battle and there is no excuse. None for targeting and killing kids. If you condone that and you still agree that Islam is the religion of peace, look at the facts of this. They targeted and meant to kill kids. It doesn't make no difference where the bomb went off. It don't make no difference where they put the bomb. It don't make any damn difference about what kind of bomb it was. This bomb was designed and placed to kill kids. Now, I don't know about you, but where I come from down here, I tell you what, you can do a lot of things to me. All right, you really can. But I will tell you the worst thing that you could possibly do in your life is mess with my kids, or my wife, or my dog. Not necessarily in that order, I'm just saying. But I'm telling you, mess with my kids, and I'm telling you this right now, I'm coming after you. And I'm not talking about no vigilante justice. I'm talking about you. You are going to know that you better hope that I kill you. Because if I don't, you're going to be in that hospital for a long time, and I'm going to be waiting for you when you get out. They killed kids. For those of you who can't even fathom the possibility and just put it off and say, well, you know what, it's an incident, well, it's the religion of peace. Well, let me bring up some to you there, Skippy. I don't see no Buddhists blowing us up and bragging about it. I don't see the Hindus coming over here and blowing us up and bragging about it. They ain't sending no damn cows over here to blow up on us. So you know what they ain't doing it. The Hare Christians, they ain't coming over here and blowing us up and bragging about it. And Jehovah's Witnesses, they ain't coming over here. Them Jehovah's Witnesses may try to make you go to witchcraft, but they ain't gonna come over and blow your butt up. See, these religions got scruples. I don't know, really Catholics ain't over here blowing people up. Southern Baptists too damn stupid to figure out how to blow something up. If they gonna blow something up, it's gonna be in the yard. Ain't nobody gonna put up a deal. Trying to put gasoline on a freaking fire. I mean, what the hell? Say it'll work. Push some water in them. You'll work just like kerosene. Don't do that. Don't do that. But I'm telling you right now, when, and I asked this question so many times that when, okay, is your common sense going to take over and you say, enough's enough? How many more bombs are going to go off? How many people got to get killed? You can make it any way you want to and say that's okay, but can you condone? Can you allow a religion who claims that they killed kids? And then you're going to have these squawkers saying, well, we bombed Syria and we killed a lot of kids. We killed them. Yeah, okay. But we as the nation pick out strategic targets. We can go in there and pick that shit out of pepper and kill who we're looking at. Collateral damage, yeah, that happens in a war. I'm sorry. But the fact of the matter is you know what? How many missions have we scrubbed because of the fact that you don't have too many kids? No, we ain't going to do it. Tell me the Muslims do that. Tell me ISIS can do that. They don't care. They out to kill you. And if you don't get pissed off, if somebody killed a bunch of kids minding their own damn business, experiencing something important in their life for the first time, and they got that taken away from them by a bunch of ISIS individuals, you're going to allow that? And you're going to condone that? Or are you going to throw up your hands and say, what we can do? What can we do? We can't do nothing. Sick and tired of hearing that shit. Yeah, we can do something. They start reporting their ass. How many of these Muslims say, they weren't acting right? They were all, were acting right. Well, shit, tell somebody. But then again, you know what? I understand your gripe because you tell the cop, stupid asshole, you don't know nothing. So I can understand you not saying nothing to the cop. Well, that goes on the police fault. I mean, what do you want to do? You want to listen to somebody check something out, or you want to grind their body off 2 days from now? Feminists, the LGBT community, they are in support of letting Muslims in. My question is why? Well, the answer is this: because they're a group that are on the Muslim side to allow them to get in here. What does that mean? The more Muslims we got in the country, the more likely we are getting to get blown up. The more networks we allow to happen and to take root in the neighborhood. Pretty soon, the Muslims gonna take over everything. Like I just said with the black guys whenever they started, they're gonna take over everything. All hell's gonna go to pot. Well, I don't know about that. All I know is that I don't remember ever a group of Muslims that were blowing shit up as much as this. Black Panthers, they had their day, but I'm telling you this right now, I ain't never seen nothing to this level of any terrorist organization. None of that. They're killing kids, and we're letting them. Feminists, LGBT. Y'all know how I feel about the LGBT community. I ain't got nothing to get no lesbians. I tell you right now. Only thing I say is if you're gonna be a lesbian, I get to watch once a week. But they're fighting for the Muslims, and they can't see what's going on around them. My question to these people are, and anybody who says we should have open borders and we should allow it open to the Muslims, is one thing. Are you going to take responsibility when they start blowing shit up? You going to be saying the same damn thing when they blow up your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or whatever the hell he says he was today? What happens? You come home and your boyfriend's hanging up by a damn crane. I got pushed off by the roof. Yes, they do that. And they'll do that to Americans too. The reason why they haven't already done that is because the fact is you're on their side. You're letting them in. You're like, okay, we've got somebody on our side. I would much rather, okay, that we take the time, okay, with these 6 countries that are known to harbor terrorism, okay, and block them and don't allow them to come here at all, period, until we can figure this shit and how to properly vet them. I would much rather take that money that they take on the welfare and shit like that, and let's maybe go down to the Mexican community and say, okay, look, you know what? Y'all came here illegally. Y'all gonna have to pay a fine, and you're gonna get your citizenship number. So give them the opportunity to come here and make a living. No, I don't know. Maybe it's me, but I ain't seen a bunch of Mexicans rolling around blowing shit up, not as a group. But MG13, they're pretty bad. They're pretty badass up there in New Jersey. It's a pretty bad gang. I ain't nothing. We can round them up. I think a lot of Mexicans would love to have them put in jail too, because you know what? They're looking for you too. But there's got to be a way to stop these allowing this to come in because it's heading here. Or is it going to take another 9/11? Everybody says everything happens for a reason. And the thing about it is, take a look at what you're doing, because the fact is, you know what? Maybe they're trying to tell us something. Maybe what we're seeing could happen here. Maybe what we're seeing is just a prelude to what they want to do over here. Now, do you think that a Muslim religion that believes in the Quran, that believes in killing you, is going to change their mind and not do this because you're an American? Do you think that? Do you think that if you're black and that you have a Muslim um, and you're not sworn to their religion, do you think maybe they're going to cut you a break? No. Any individual, whatever color, whatever you are, if you do not convert to Muslim, you will die. And they will make a political statement out of bombing the crap out of you to create fear. They killed little kids. I can't wrap my arms around that. I can't wrap my brain housing group around it. You're going to start a war, go ahead. But dad burn it. Fight people that can fight back. My next message is here to the kids, if you're listening. Number one is the fact is that you know what, this is a different world, and I'm sorry, but you got to grow up on it. There's no reason to be scared to go certain places or whatever if you just do some simple things. Pay attention. If it don't look right, get away from it. Don't be trying to be one of the group and get all in a big huddle there, all of you monks together, and say, you know what, I don't need to be with all these people right now. Be different if you have to be. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to what you're doing. Pay attention to your cell phone. Get off of it. That is one of the main issues that ISIS is going to focus on, especially if they deal with looking at a mall. They are going to have somebody up there counting on a daily basis how many people walk through this door that have cell phones on. How many people walk through this door. You people don't give them enough credit. They are scoping out their targets before they hit. Means they've been there before. They gather intel on the place where they're going to hit next. If it doesn't meet all that criteria, they move on to something else. They're strategically planning these attacks, and they're using intel. They're using intel tactics to choose the biggest one. So kids, know that. Don't walk around scared. I mean, you know, but it's hard not to be aware. There's a difference between scared and aware. Be aware. If you do have a cell phone, have your parents' number on speed dial. That's for any occasion. Just plan on if something happens that your cell phone's going to go out. It's not going to work. Just plan on that. It's going to be useless. I have up here, I'm going to show it to you real quick. This is my whiteboard because I open up the talk. What I call it my tactical operations center when something big like this happens, and I keep people advised. The ones that are listening anyway. But let me show you this. There's my whiteboard. You can't really see all the details on it, but anyway, this is my knife. I got to take out the trash. I know. But anyway, the state of Texas, I don't know. Anyway, this is my whiteboard, and the reason why I use my whiteboard is because I track the intel that's coming out of these particular areas. So if you want to go through it like a nutshell, okay, kids, here's one of the things that went down first. This is the first thing that went first. All cell phones went out. You couldn't even text. 911 didn't even work. Any type of communication that was in their area was gone. We don't have no payphones and no more. Every type of communication in that area was gone. I mean, you could communicate with nobody. The only people you could talk about what's going on with somebody not next to you. All emergency vehicles, their communications went down. There's so many people, they got so many calls. But right from the bat, they knew because they treated it and they started acting. The first thing when it blew up, everybody knew it was a terrorist. They never come back and said, "Well, this is workplace violence." This is no. They came out. British have enough guts to say, "You know what? This is a terrorist attack." It'd be 6 hours for Americans to come back and say, "Well, we think it's a terrorist." Yeah, Osama bin Laden was his name. Can't confirm if he was a Muslim. But he been to mosque. He gonna show us a mosque over here, and this Ross is known to produce. We don't keep saying mosque. Um, Cops are removing survivors, and they didn't have sufficient enough EMS vehicles, so the cops are actually taking individuals to the hospital. Or either that, them Uber drivers made a killing because they pulled up and was taking everybody to the hospital, the wounded to the hospital, or was taking everybody home. They showed up in the masses. They had canines within the canine units within 15, 20 minutes of the 15, 20 minutes of the attack. Um, they got out quicker. The number of casualties than even any American broadcasting system do. What we do. They already had confirmed within 30 minutes, or I'm sorry, I'm at 1920. They already confirmed at 1915 that there were 19 dead and then there was 50 some odd wounded. They knew that within 15 minutes. There were people waiting in lines for transportation when these U-Bike drivers got it, so then they had to wait. What if? Okay, big bomb. That's what we want to see is a bunch of people still gathered. And plus, this guy had accomplices. They arrested 3 people. So, this ain't no lone wolf stuff we're seeing here. They targeted and killed kids. Lack of EMS provided was soon rectified because the fact is there were people willing to stop and take people away from the area. Would we do that? Would you see an individual after an explosion who was walking on the side of the street with his arm half blown off, and would you pick him up? Hell no, you wouldn't. Not Americans. We don't do that. It's not our problem. Not my problem. Nobody leave hurt. Ain't my problem. Ain't my business. See a teenager walking out and then walking around all freaking dazed because of smoking, because of inhalation, and then she's still going through it and walking out like she don't know where she's going and she's looking for her family and stuff like that. Would you stop and help her out? Would you inspect her for wounds? Would you calm her down, keep her from going into shock? Would you talk to her? Not Americans. See, Americans don't do that because the fact is, you know what? That would be proactive. We have a problem being proactive. So what's going to happen with this mentality? Let me tell you what's going to happen. It's going to take a huge, tremendous type of incident here in America to get us to wake the hell up. Something like 9/11. But even will that work? Within a year, nobody remembered 9/11 again. After 2 years, everybody forgot about the whole 9 yards. Right now, I bet you there's a lot of people can't even name you 3 terror incidents that happened in America. Yeah, short memories. We don't like to think about the bad stuff. God forbid we got to think about the bad stuff because then we got to think about fixing it. And that's too hard. It's too hard for us to actually sit down and try to figure out how our kids are not going to get blown up. It's time right now for you to get off the fence and make a damn decision. I'm not saying go out and be a damn militia member. I'm not saying be a pepper. I'm not saying be all that stupid shit that you think y'all asking you to do. It's not. What I am asking you to start being aware and be a part of the problem, not be a part of the problem, but be a part of the solution. We got to figure out how to fix this shit. We got to figure out how to stop this shit from doing anymore. I would much rather have a Muslim not enter this country and do a little bit. Maybe it saves some kids' lives. We're in a whole new dimension now, people. They're not just blowing up status symbols for the economy. They're not blowing up historical buildings. They're not blowing shit up. No. Now they're targeting kids. How long is it going to be toward they target school? How long is it going to be so that they target a bus, school bus? What are you going to say then? After all the knowledge that you have right now, and you have after all knowledge and the research that you could do right now on Muslims and what the hell they're doing, after all the research and after you finish that research and you know what you know after you've done that research, are you still going to allow your kids to behave the same way? Are you going to start watching after them a little bit closer? You're going to start teaching them a little bit more stuff that they need, not just stuff that they want to hear? Once your kids step out that door, you know what? They're pretty much on their own. We train them right from wrong as long as we can for 18 years, and we train them right from wrong, and you know what? That's what we're supposed to do. But don't tell me that a preteen or teenage girl knows the dangers around her. Not one of them girls killed. Not near one of them even expected that evening to go and get bombed. Didn't even think it was a possibility. Never crossed their mind. Whose fault is that? So I'm going to ask you right now, because we're in a dimension and we're coming in and the proof is there. Like I said, I don't need no Jehovah's Witnesses. They may get arrested for trying to do witchcraft on your ass, or they may the Hindus, or like I said, all these religions or whatever. But I can't name one of them that claims to blow kids up. Now it's up to you. What are you going to do? Are you going to start being proactive and stop this shit until we can figure it out? The best way to do it is we know where the problem is. We're going to stop it until we can figure the shit out. If they're on a watch list, watch them. If they're doing something that you know what, and they're on a watch list, and it don't seem right, raid their ass. You don't want to be on a freaking watch list. You're not fighting within a uniform. You don't have a uniform. Also, you're not even qualified for the Geneva Convention. And you don't have no rights because you're an citizen. Get in them mosque. I wish the Nanos would go in there and you know what, and plant a freaking plant some bugs in these mosques. We can hear what they're saying. Because you know as well I do, as soon as a Baptist preacher or somebody gets up there and starts talking some hate speech about the government, they get shut down real quick. Oh yeah, won't be able to go to church there no more. But the Muslims get away with it. Who fucking died and made the Muslims God? Who put them over there? Is it because we're afraid to confront them? Or is it because we're afraid to call them on their bluff? Are we afraid to actually say, no, that's wrong, man? I don't believe that. A Muslim can go, if you can say something to a Muslim on the street, you can get back into him and help, whatever, you know what? And if there's a mere priority of a fight, no matter who started, you going to jail. The Muslim ain't going to go to jail. Why? Because he's afraid of their people are afraid of violating their civil rights and getting a fine for $10,000 for not standing up for a Muslim. What is this world coming to? Who owns this place anyway? Is it America or is it the Muslim? I don't know, but it's going the other way. We can only see and report so much, and the cops can only allow, it can ignore us so long when we see something going on. But I'll tell you this right now. You, I don't want to know you. I don't even want you around me. I don't even want to talk to you. I will, please walk on the other side of the street if you condone targeting kids. Because that's where I draw the line. When you target a kid, that means you're a coward. When you target a kid, that means that you know what, you're scared, because the fact is if you did this to a grown individual, they'd hunt your ass down. So the fact of the matter is that if you condone it, feminists, LGBT community, whatever community condones letting these Muslims in so they can blow us like that up, kiss my butt. I see you. I see you ones that are doing out there or whatever, to protest or something like that, and some haven't been protest. It's got to the point now, you know what, you're stupid. I ain't going to stop to help you a bit. 5 minutes ago, where you cussing me out and calling me FU, and you calling me this, Trump, all this other kind of crap, whatever, throwing rocks and bombs and shit at me, and then you want me to help you out when you're bleeding up? You can shit one hand and want the other, see which one fills up fast. It's gotten personal. Like, man, we're gonna have a civil war. Well, I'll be damn one thing. You know what? Anybody that condones killing kids, I'm ready to load, lock and load, brother. I'm ready to go. They targeted and they killed kids, and we don't do nothing. We got North Korea aiming missiles at us, shooting off missiles whenever they want to. We don't do nothing. We don't do nothing to anybody that can actually stand up to America. We don't do nothing. We have turned into a bunch of cowards that don't stand for nothing, who actually can buy their way out of situations. And instead of standing on principle and saying, no, we don't allow, because our principles don't allow us to do that. That's not who we are. So I tell you right now, I'll warn you. It's gone. There's going to be a mass event somewhere in the United States, and it's coming. As soon as they get enough people and get there enough cells to actually be able to operate. Where do I think? What does my intel lead us to? Well, one thing about it is I'm looking at trains. Always been looking at trains. Wondering why they hadn't hit a train yet. Reason why I come up with the fact is that it's underground and it won't create a mass casualty type event that they want. But another place I've been looking into too is I've been doing my research on this too as well. I was like, you know what? Las Vegas, because we got armed groups everywhere. We got the police on emergency alert, and we got in California, we got them in New York, we got them down in Louisiana, we got them all over the place. They're going to go overnight, people. The days of thinking these guys are zip-zap fools and don't use their head, they have learned from experience. That's how you learn how to fight in a war. Best way to do it is fight a war, and you figure shit out. That's what they're doing. They are strategically planning these things now. It's not no longer no wars. It is strategically planned to cause the mass casualty list that they want. There is a quota on every bombing of individuals they wish to kill in that bombing. They are graded upon how much damage they do. Their bomb makers sit back and watch every video and every detail of knowing what size bomb, what they used, how they used it, where was the actual blast coming from, and where it actually blew up, and how much damage did it actually do. Time to start thinking Muslims are stupid, because they're not. Right now, they're smarter than we are. So the fact is that people, I'm warning you and I'm letting you know it's coming. And I've dedicated a lot of my research to this now because I've had enough, and I have not only had enough, but I'm going to do something about it. I am going to alert every damn body from a listener or not, but the facts do not lie. So instead of sitting there wanting another piece of pie, why don't you pick on your computer and start looking up areas around there that may be sales, where there are sales. Why don't you start picking and choosing, you know what might be a good area, what might not be a good area. Maybe you want to share that with your kids. If not, we can sit there and do nothing. Dying ain't much of a living, boy. Really ain't. And I don't really want to go out that way. Y'all make up your own mind. But remember one thing. Tonight when you lay your pretty little head, go to sleep tonight, you just lay down there and you think, before you nod off, they targeted and they killed kids. And you're ready to lay down and let that happen and not say a word. What kind of person are you? What kind of person are you to allow that to happen, to know it's happening, not do any research on it, not start calling a foul about it, not calling a spade a spade? Get it done, people. And I don't care for you people anymore, because the fact is, you ain't listening. I've been through a war and it ain't pretty. And it's a sad time, and it's a bad time to say something. Whenever there's more explosions over here in a peaceful area than there is over in Afghanistan and Iraq. That's a war zone. There's more civilians getting killed than soldiers. Something to think about, huh? But no, we're gonna roll over, make sure Mama has her breakfast cooked in the morning, gonna go to work, not even think nothing about it. No. Sit there with Ahmed bullshit and talk to him while he's making plans, walking steps shit off how far it is from the door to the freaking exit. So he knows which way to run. Tommy Perry, go ahead, man. I know what I'm talking about. They killed innocent pre-teen and teenage girls. And we let them. And we're going to let them do it here. Keep your powder dry. Keep Mama happy. Keep your dogs fed, water. God dang, keep your kids safe. It's the only job you got for the day.